Welcome in, beautiful souls. If you're new here, my name is Jane. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm glad that you're here. Um, so I just finished doing a different reading. That was an extension from the one I did last night. And I don't know if this one has anything to do with it because there was a few things that they pulled out that had to do with my download that I received for this reading. So if it seems to correlate with the others, I will connect them all together in the description so you could easily find the videos. Okay, so I was receiving the number 555 for a few days, and they were telling me to break old patterns, and I was like, well, what kind of patterns? And then they were just saying, like, these could be for either these, like, so there's going to be like 555 is about like positive change, but when it breaks down to 6, it's about like harmony and balance and love and inner peace. So they were saying that you can either break the old patterns or not. So I'm just going to explain a little bit how they explained it to me. So they said that, with the 555, it's going to bring in some major life changes, and that could be positive or negative. I guess it depends on your mindset. So the life changes are going to be like the patterns that they were talking about were habits, relationships, and your spirituality. So they were saying to keep an open mind and to step out of your comfort zone. And that, it's up to you to make it happen. And it takes like a daily life choices to make that happen. They were showing me a snowbird. And again, that's a spiritual messenger, like all birds. But the snowbird represents the cycles of life and death and rebirth, and protection and guidance. It's about heightened intuition, healing, and ancestral wisdom. So that's why I thought it might have been related. I actually even pulled this out in the last reading because of some of the similar things that came up in that reading. So I was just like, oh, I haven't even done this one yet. I don't know if it's related or not. So they're saying like these are like if you're in like a positive mindset and you really want the change, because the prayer card came out when I was just pulling out the deck, and I split it and it was on prayer, and I was just like, oh, this is something that maybe you've been praying about. But if you've had like some negative changes that have happened into your life, um, it's to remind you that it's about your personal growth and your struggle through that, and a way of starting anew. So, with those negative things that come into our lives, it's to teach us something. It's to teach us resilience, about being adaptable, and to find your inner strength. And so they had me highlight like strengthen a deeper connection to nature and your spiritual truth if you're going through negative changes like right now. Okay. So hold on a moment. I have this it's interesting. I had bought this about 3 years ago, I think, 2 years ago maybe. And I'm noticing like all these fractures starting to form in it. And it used to be clear. I mean, it was like see-through. You could see completely through it. But now look how cloudy it is. For some reason, I change crystals and I don't know why that is. Like all the tips of them start dissolving, and their structures change, like pieces like chip out of them, and it's really bizarre. If anybody knows what that means, if you could, contact me, or put it in the comments or something, I'd really would like to know. So okay, so I'm just going to move this aside here, and I'm going to begin the reading. So this card popped out and flew, like I had the 2 pages setting aside here behind me, and when I had pulled out this deck for the other reading, 2 cards popped out. This one popped out on that page, and the other one on the other card popped out on the other page that I had. And I thought, well, that's bizarre. And they said, no, leave it. So I said, okay. So I left it. So, and of course it says make the change. So, I mean, you can see here she's got a big sword. She's, her hair's really long. She's, looks like she's getting ready to just cut her hair off. But that sword also is to cut out maybe some of those bad habits and, change things up or something. I don't know. And then why I thought that, when it come out with the prayer here, I think it's something that you have been praying for a long time. Like these are prayers, this could have been a prayer that you had, even when you were a child. And when I pulled out this deck and I split it, and this card popped out on the bottom, and this one was what I split on, and I'm like, I got to stop doing this before I start the readings, because I wish I could just catch everything on camera, because it's pretty incredible how it all works out. But this card's number 22, and then this one's 44. And 22 is all about having balance, and 44 is all about having protection. So it says, manifest your dreams, focus on your vision, seek satisfaction and contentment. So you could be like wanting to change homes or locations, or start a family, or find a loved one, a love partner, love interest. Like for some reason, like you just need to shake things up. And here is, I am presence, expand your stellar gateway. I am that I am. That is, like standing in your power and having the fortitude to chase your dreams. Okay, so because there's already a card pulled out here, I'm going to pull out another one here to see what else they want to go here. Oops, that just flipped over. What is that? The gem. Yeah, because you see all around here in the chaos, like in the weeds. I guess those are weeds. You're a gem in the weeds. The sustainer. Yeah, I think you've sustained enough. Like I think you've been holding down. Like you've sustained enough of the stagnation. I think it's time. See, and it looks like hands are molding clay here. Yeah. I think you might have kept yourself in a box for too long, too. Okay, let's put this aside here. Okay, let me pull this out. Okay, I'm just going to organize this a little bit here. Maybe I'll just pull these over here. Because, they're really talking a lot about your, about how you have, this is something I think that you might have, and, I'll tell you something too, like when we're children and we have these like big dreams, or, fantasies, we could say it that way, because we're so connected as small children to spirit, we can actually manifest a lot when we're children. We're just not aware that we can manifest to that degree. Oh yeah, I just realized my unicorn horn is out here. Yeah, so this is something that I think that you have, you manifested a long time ago. It's something that you've, maybe as an adult, you've prayed over. Okay, so we're going to keep this in the middle here, because it's, and it's funny, there's a hair right there above it too. Okay. Let's see here, it's on the bottom. Soul awakening. All right, let's see. Cards are jumpy. Okay, Spirit, what is it that you want here from this deck? Good grief. Ancestor healing. I actually was just talking about the ancestors here. Soul retrieval. You see another, well, I guess it's not a box, but well, I guess it's like a window into your soul. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is something that you had manifested when you were, look, and then there's rebirth too. This is the cycles of life that they're talking about, right? I'm pretty sure I actually wrote that down, didn't I? Yes, the snowbirds, because it's the cycles of a death and rebirth. There's protection and guidance. So the 4-4, you're protected, and there's rebirth. So you want the rebirth too. Okay, so and the ancestor healing too. Yeah, and the soul retrieval. I'm pretty sure that because this is something that your soul see, and this is the thing, because our soul, like self-expression, yes, spirit, exactly, express ourselves. You know, they this, what I was going to say here about this soul retrieval is our souls know the way. Our souls know what we want, because it's whatever we desire is the path that we're supposed to be on, right? And just notice that they wanted me to bring out a lot of the round cards here. So, again, that's another representation of the cycle of life. Okay. Okay, we're going to pull out a few of these here. The call, 111, alignment, or 1111, new gateway, activation, epiphany, divine timing, rapid manifestation, spiritual awakening, twin flame union. Wow. And I just lifted it, and it was like, lucky you. Oh, I don't know where it is. Yeah, lucky you. Funny. Okay. I'm going to leave those for a second here. I'll set them there. I'm going to pull out one of these. Make the change. Keep getting like this is the window to your soul, into your soul. I'm sure it's a dream that you've had. This is something, you might not even remember it though. Start to make weird sound. Okay. The dog-eared page. I think this kind of gives me that, like, oh, the procrastinist. Look at that. I cut it on that too in the youth book. Um, you know, the dog-eared card here, this gives me that impression that, like it was something that you've been wanting or dreaming, or you were really engrossed in, and then you know, you had to corner and come back to it. And maybe you never got back to it. Or you didn't finish something. You didn't finish something. Okay. The protagonist. Yeah, you see how like there's this path here? It's almost like you've lost yourself or something. Let me look the used book. Let me just quickly, this is a new deck. I'm not familiar with it. So let me just do this quickly here. So I know what the message is, because I'm not sure what the message is here. Yeah, it's to revisit, rediscover, and rekindle, just like I was saying here. So it's a page is a reminder of the meaningful things in your life that are worth coming back to. When this card shows up, it can represent the act of revisiting and rekindling something you previously set aside. Yeah, it's like I said, which is something you once loved but rarely do anymore. Okay, so the protagonist, I don't know what that means. A leader, champion, and prominence. Okay. When this card arrives, it is a reminder to lead rather than follow. Leading takes many forms, and it could mean spearheading a project at work, campaigning a community project, or leading by example in your personal life. What are your values, and how do you express those values through your actions? You know, there was a card that came out here too about expression. Oh, yeah, self-expression. Yeah, this one. So I think this is a time for you to, and it's up to you too, because like if you've gone through if you're going through negative struggles, like if you're going through these struggles, it's really how you perceive those struggles, right? It's up to you to, take that pain and turn it into something really beautiful, right? So what is this one? The used book. Let's see quickly. Okay. Well loved, precious, and valuable. That's what you are. You might feel like you're, you might feel like, you could be like older or something and think that, it's too late to start something new or to go back to doing something that you used to love. But if if you desire it, then it's the right thing for you. You know what I mean? So a used book might be weather worn and tattered, but it's still precious. Rather than chasing something shiny and new, can you find a way to appreciate what's right in front of you? There may be something in your life that's not necessarily expensive, pristine, or perfect, but a treasure nonetheless. Additionally, this card invites you to lean into an old routine that has always worked well in the past. New is not necessarily better. A tried and true approach could just be the thing you need. Wow, Spirit. Because it's all about, everything's been about like make the change, right? And 7 is a very spiritual number as well. Your ancestors and your loved ones are here helping you because, your soul has probably gotten lost in this, because I consider this here a labyrinth. And, we get stuck in the labyrinth of life, you know what I mean? But now, you know, whether it's a negative thing that's happened in your life or a positive, like, you can turn a negative into a positive. You know what I mean? Yeah, because they even brought out that, you're a gem here. And this is something that you used to pray about or manifest. First house, look, the self, the emperor, the tower, redefining who you are. Notice I keep bringing up these boxes. I think you've had to fit yourself into a box that you never really belonged in. It's your self-image, ego, identity, personality, body appearance, first impression on others, early childhood, beginnings, and ascendant. And they're having me put it right out under this mirror, how you view yourself. The dragon, it's a breakthrough. Galactic guides, whoa. So there's, okay, so the difficulty, stuck, savior, courage, action, power, protection, divine intervention, breakthrough, deep healing, big change. Look at that. Wow, spirit. That's pretty cool. The dragon. Wow, that's really cool. Okay, so they're going to have me pull out, okay, I'm just going to move this out of the way here because it's taking up a little too much room. Let's move these over out of the way. Look on the bottom, talent. Born with features and personality. Look at that. That's cool. Okay, I split it on commitment. Look, and she's got a sword. Oath, agreement, pledge, promise. This is something I'm telling you, it's something you did in your childhood. Dog, cat, animal, friends. Okay, let me just keep that aside. They're going to have me pull out some tarot cards here. Let's see here. Queen of Swords on the bottom, another sword. Wow. Swords are all about the thinking. So I think it's time for you to stop thinking and start doing. Make that change. Okay. What do you want here for this empty space that we have here? The sun. Look at that. Beautiful. Shine some light on whatever you want to do here. Beautiful. And you see this child on the back of this horse? They have it right over here with the horses, the unicorns. Oh, look, and lovers. Oh, yikes. I have to cover that. Hold on, I got to get something to cover up these body parts. Will that cover? No, that's not big enough. Let me use this. Hold on. Okay, so we have the lovers. This absolutely could be, lovers is also, it doesn't have to be romantic. It can be, like a deep friendship or community. So, I think this reading, yeah, because look, the Nine of Swords is under that. I think you've had a lot of heartache. But this is, your past. This is to make this change now. Yeah, look, and then you get the Three of Swords. You've gone through a lot of, this is all that thinking and the heartache. Then the Page of Pentacles underneath, that's all about planting new seeds, doing new things. Setting goals. Yeah, I think this is from the past. This is time to let go of this past here. It's time to bring in this. Look, and then you have the moon. Because there's something hidden here. There's something that you haven't expressed. You haven't discovered. So there's some kind of talent, because it came out with talent in this, right? So there's some kind of talent you have that you haven't even found yet. You have a talent that, Knight of Swords, something, it's coming in fast. This is this change that's coming in. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. You have this talent. Look, and hope is under that. Wish, expect, desire. Again, just like I was saying earlier, investigation, explore, search. Yeah, you have like some kind of great idea. Yeah, forgotten person. Just because like somebody that's no longer in your life doesn't mean they're not still with you. You know what I mean? Just like I was saying in the last reading, like the birds are messengers. So, your loved one could be sending you messages, and when you're thinking of them, they're with you. You know what I mean? Because, I did a reading not that long ago, and it talked about how with energy and things that are in the unseen in this spiritual world, there's like zero distance. You know what I mean? When you think of them, boom, they're right there. Okay. Yeah, that confirms it for me. Okay, Spirit, is there anything else that you want here? Yeah. Talent, the hope. This it's all talking about just everything that we were just saying here. Okay. Is there something else that you want? Okay, what's that? Okay, hold on. I have to grab that. I grab that deck here. Oh, sorry about that. Let's see here. Let's see here. That's a postcard from Spirit. Let me cut this deck. Jeez. I notice they had me bring out a lot of cards in threes here. Okay, just one more, and then I'm going to split it here. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, look at this swan. Transformation. Okay. So it says, Dearest you, do you know how much we love you and want to help you? We are here for you, and we hear you ask for guidance, but you must let go and let us help you. You don't have to do it all. You've done your part. Now let us do ours. You would be awestruck if you knew how many strings were pulled through the matrix to give you what you need and desire. Spirit has a plan, and when you sign up to be a co-creator, you need to remember to allow the partnership. It's not one-sided. Your desires and plans meet up with those of Spirit. Remember, though Spirit's timetable and ideas of how things will play out may be different, quite different from yours, trust us. Spirit's ideas are amazing. Now let go and let us do the magic. Pay attention to other areas of your life, and before you know it, a miracle will have taken place. We love you so much. Wow, that's really amazing. Because that's everything that we were talking about. I think this was something that you desired as a child, and you know, this is something that you've manifested, and you just didn't even. I mean, you dog-eared the page, and you know went about your business. You know what I mean? But whatever this idea was, I mean, I don't even know if you would remember it. But it's all about right here, even like the wish, expect, desire. So you just move on, work on what you can, and let the rest go. And that's why that's why they showed me that card, Lucky You, because it's about the growth and the expansion. It's a Wheel of Fortune. That's fate. Wow. Okay, Spirit, that's all I have. I hope this video finds you well. I will connect the other two videos to this, and because I do believe that they're all connected somehow. And with that, I'm going to send you all my love and light, and your loved ones are also sending you all their love and light. And we all wish you a good day. So bye, everyone.